everybody, it's Tuesday, August the 6th, 2013, and this is the Slashplayed Podcast. I'm RJ, I'll be your host.
I'm on crystal meth.
Crystal meth!
I'm on drugs. Yeah, okay, so Keith is here, clearly.
Yes,
And Dustin's here.
I mean, yeah, yeah, that's how this works.
And I have a gremlin hiding in my bathroom.
What?
Huh? Nothing. So we're here to talk. Hey guys, what's been going on?
I chugged
It's late.
Yeah, it's
later than usual.
I chugged a 12-ounce Red Bull on an empty stomach. So that might be happening.
This
and now I got my Arizona grape drink.
You know.
Grape drink.
Got that grape parade.
Hey, this antioxidizing
Grape
parade.
parade.
I could use some
Grape parade.
antioxidants.
Get your own, 99 cents.
Yo, dude. I wasn't trying to take yours, Jesus.
Trying to bogart my fucking Arizona. God.
So hey, you guys do anything
That's
this
a whole
week?
state.
This week?
Yeah, this week.
Worked.
I got a haircut.
I got a haircut.
I didn't.
Haircuts.
No
I
haircut.
got a haircut.
Shut up. She did get a haircut. I did go to karate for the first time in 2 months.
Holy shit.
Yay.
Oh, yeah, how'd that go?
Did you fucking beat some people up?
No, I just taught.
Did you get beat up?
No. I did get kicked in the ass really hard, though, as I was leaving.
Nice.
Because there's this one chick there, Jordan, one
Uh-huh.
of the other black belts there. And, I don't know, she likes to kick me.
It's like, what the?
So, like, I kicked her in the hip,
Uh-huh.
and then she kicked me in the ass, like, right before I was about to leave.
You know, the hit probably hurt more than the ass kicking.
Oh, yeah. I got
Yeah, Keith got his ass kicked. Woo!
By a girl.
By a girl.
I literally got my ass kicked today.
Yep.
It's accurate. Let's see.
Dude, our lives are boring.
Yep, no, life is boring. That's why I play video games.
Yeah, okay, so, Keith, let's get you out of the way. What haven't you been playing? Everything. What have you been playing?
Nothing.
You've just been losing, your team has been losing you simulated games in
I know,
2K13.
and I feel like I've dug myself in a hole, so I don't want to play that game
So yeah,
anymore.
Keith and I are two-manning an online association, and I keep switching the speeds on him, and apparently that has screwed him twice now with his team simulating games. But you're still crushing the AI when you actually play, so you're still at the top of your division.
Like I could easily
conference.
if I just start playing from now, even though I'm like 10-4.
You're like 10-3.
Yeah, 10-3. I would do fine going into the playoffs.
Yeah,
because that means besides the game I'd play you because you probably are gonna win.
What?
I would go into the playoffs. It was 29-game season, so I'd be looking at like 23-4.
You're being slack asses because 82-game seasons are for crazy people.
Yeah, because
and 58-game seasons
like
are also kind of for
actual
crazy people.
pros.
Yeah, fuck that. How long has it gotten us to just get through 15 games? Like, we've been doing this for like a solid 2 weeks now.
Yeah, it's been like a week or so.
Yeah. Or, yeah, probably a week, more accurate.
Yeah.
But, like, a solid week just to get a little more than halfway through the season.
Right.
You know, when usually, like, if I played Madden or something, 17-game season, bust it out in 3 days.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, yeah, we can bust out 17 games in 3 days. I just don't want to sit there and necessarily play that many games in a row.
Well, yeah, I would get frustrated and throw my controller out the window, like I did when Carmelo Anthony... Now, one of those losses I did genuinely lose. Carmelo'd Anthony'd all over my face.
Yep.
And,
it's pretty good.
Yeah, and which really annoyed me because I was going into the fourth period 20 up, like I normally do, against the AI, and then Carmelo Anthony just couldn't miss. He couldn't miss, and I couldn't stop him because my coach was like, "We're up by 20. You can bench Iguodala, your best fucking post defender you have on the team."
You know, you could have just put him back in manually, right?
I did. He kept taking him out because we were still technically up, and then at
that's unfortunate for you.
The last chunk of the period, every time a timeout was called, he'd pop Iguodala back out. So the last chunk of the period, he kept him in because they had caught up. But it was by then it was too late. Like fucking Carmelo was on fire, and half the team was like already jizzing in my eyeball.
Oh God, the visual.
Like just imagine a bunch of black men.
No, don't. No, don't. Nope, I'm cutting this one off.
Yep.
You got away with something that I shouldn't have let you get away with, and now I'm stopping it.
Well, I did. I've been playing some
Tentacle porn.
Thanks for knocking shit over.
It's peanut butter.
Yeah, I have been playing some Flash games though to kind of kill the time.
Oh yeah, how's the Flash Trash Revolution going for you?
It's just fucking Flash games.
You ever pick up Cloudberry Kingdom?
No.
Okay.
I really want to, though.
I saw some shit about that. That game looks crazy.
Yeah. Didn't we talk about that last week?
Yeah, vaguely. For like a minute there at the end.
Yeah, I watched a little more of it, and now I'm even more motivated to get it.
That shit is
it's so nuts.
That's really dumb. That's a really dumb game.
It can't generate, quote-unquote, can't generate a level that you can technically lose, but in order to beat those really ridiculous levels, you have to have, like, expert platforming timing of the gods.
Well, or you turn on the little thing that shows you exactly when and where to jump.
Right, but you still have to get the timing right.
You just follow the bouncing ball.
Yeah, you can't stop.
Well,
yeah,
that's true.
Yeah, most people would be like, try to wait for the timing, but then you just get like maced.
Yep.
Versus like I want to be the guy or V, or like Super Meat Boy, where you can sit there and just kind of analyze and then get the shit kicked out.
Well, no, there are definitely Super Meat Boy levels where you can't just sit there.
Well, once you get moving, you just gotta keep busting it out.
Yep.
Torture platformers are just fun.
So is that it for you?
I bought a bunch of games on Steam I need to install.
Oh yeah, like what?
Like Bully and
Yeah,
Deus
Bully.
Ex.
Yeah,
and,
Deus Ex.
Bully sequel.
What?
Yeah, they
Really?
Yeah.
No, you're lying to
No,
me.
I'm not.
I can't.
No, I'm not.
You're not allowed to lie to me right now.
Fact check it, Nyoko.
You're not. Red Dead Redemption 2 and Bully 2. Is this what you're talking about? Don't let there just be dead air. Either say yes or no.
Oh yeah. I mean, I wasn't talking about this article, but yeah.
Huh.
That's what I was talking about.
Well, we'll see those in about 6 years.
Yeah.
Thanks, Rockstar.
At least we know they're kind of maybe coming.
Right. I was going to play more Bully today, but then I figured I should play some games so that we actually have new things to talk about.
Right. See, that's been one of the problems, is getting, like, all of the games I actually want to play are games that I've been playing for a while.
Yeah.
Because I'm stuck on these games. Like, I want to keep doing our association, and I want to beat The Witcher. Well, I don't have enough time in my schedule just to sit down and just kick the shit out of them, so I can move on to a new game.
Right.
So, but I mean, I've been poking around at, like, I got Civ 4 because it was like dirt cheap during the Steam sale, during the summer sale.
You should have just gotten Civ 5.
It wasn't as cheap as Civ 4.
Well,
I was on the back end of my check. So.
Okay, fair enough.
And
I should have picked up Morrowind when it was on sale the other day, but I didn't do it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
well,
you should have.
But
that's a good fucking game.
I mean, I have a boxed copy of it somewhere, but
you could
boxed copies.
You could also just get the Elder Scrolls anthology. It's $79.99 for every Elder Scrolls game ever.
Let me tell you how much money I have available to me right now.
Well, I'm just saying, like it's
small.
It's literally Daggerfall, Arena, Morrowind and all of its DLC, Oblivion and all of its DLC, and Skyrim and all of its DLC for like $80.
That's pretty substantial.
It's
like,
pretty,
I mean, it's everything.
It's pretty much all you'd need for probably an entire year of just playing games.
Yeah, you're
and you could probably start at Morrowind and be fine.
Yeah, purchasing that's literally going life.
Yeah.
I need it. No hell.
I definitely have a friend who purportedly has put like 300 hours into Morrowind, and like
dude, you could do it so easy.
And has like
in high school.
Completed the things that are mutually exclusive to one another and like found ways around it.
Yeah, me too.
And like done dumb bullshit like that.
Yep.
On the Xbox.
The in the game you could only pick house, like there were 3 houses you could pick from. And
the red house, the blue house, the green house.
No, House Lalu, House Redoran, and House Telvanni. And you can pick
blue or green to me.
Sure. You can pick one of the 3. Well, there was a way that you could actually.
One of them kills all the Reapers.
There was a way that you could actually pick
one of them makes
all
you
3
like
of them. Like if you played the quests out just right, you could play all 3 of them.
Right.
Culminating in being House Telvanni, which is just the best because you get all the sweet mage gear and can just light everything up.
I don't like pew pews. I've never really played pew pews.
See,
in, like,
but
any
in
Elder Scrolls
but in
game
Morrowind, having a high level of pew pew meant that you had things like levitate, which were really awesome. And
didn't they have
broke the fucking game?
Didn't they have a make your own spell thing in Morrowind?
Yes, and that was standard.
It was also
like dumb broken.
Yep. And that was standard.
Also in Skyrim.
Was it in Skyrim?
For PC version. I mean, you got to rig it in the PC version. But
Oblivion, I'm saying
Oblivion and Morrowind,
standard.
like it was in the game,
right?
And I'm pretty sure somebody has a mod for Skyrim. So hex the spells. I'm
Well,
not sure.
I mean,
don't
the
know.
best-
I know it's an Oblivion.
The best
game.
thing to do in Morrowind was
Yeah,
to
that
get
game's
your-
almost been out for 2 years. If there isn't one of those,
Yeah, somebody's slacking.
someone has
the,
fucked
especially considering some of the mods that I've seen.
up. Right.
Yeah, like who dual lightsabers? Come on. Oh, fucking
Like Witcher quality nudity in Skyrim.
I was about to say
that's one of the mods.
I was gonna say like the fucking harem.
Yep.
And then you literally just go and bang out with sluts. Like that's like the text
That's
options
an entire
and
mod.
shit. It's the entire mod. Is you go to a fucking whorehouse and bang out the sloops.
You know, I know this doesn't mean much coming from me, but I've got the real world to potentially do that.
Yeah,
And
like the person that has that mod also lives a very repressed social life.
Yeah.
Let's just say.
Yeah.
And I'm speaking to everyone that has that mod. Get the fuck out of your fucking house if you're banging sluts.
Meet
on
people.
Skyrim.
It's nice. I swear.
Like they,
Sometimes. Other times it's bad. Other
never
times you get
bad.
two jackasses that you meet in college, and then you're like, hey, let's make a website. And then they're like, yeah, let's do that. And then 2 years later, they finally... What?
we're doing it now.
Yeah, beers.
God damn it. So...
That fucking mod.
You got anything else, Keith?
I was like genuinely like, just because I've known this guy for a long time, and he showed me that mod, and I was just like, how sad has your life gotten?
Pretty sad, apparently.
Yeah.
That's why I don't show you what mods I have installed. What? Hey,
You don't
Dustin,
want me judging.
what are you up to? Looking at your phone.
Honestly,
As
today
per the
I spent a
usual.
good I spent a good chunk of today with some new shit. Some old shit, but some shit that I haven't seen in a while. One of them was Tales of Vesperia, which is new shit. It's a JRPG.
Oh, yeah?
It's really.
Um,
Is that the one? Sorry. Is that the one with the the active combat?
Yeah, and it's
like,
pretty good.
It's Tales of Symphonia.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. I mean,
Well,
it's
the
a Tales
sequel.
of game.
game.
Yeah.
You guys are
and
just
it's-
making things up now.
No, it's good. It's good. I promise.
This-
Tales of Symphonia was my all-time favorite multiplayer GameCube game when it came to like co-op.
You guys are like, yo, this shit sounds Japanese. Let's just fucking say
No,
words.
no. I swear this is actually a thing.
Does the
RJ.
character have spiky hair and an oversized sword?
And I literally watched pretty early on in gameplay. I would say almost the very beginning in gameplay. From the first 10 minutes out, I would say roughly, and up until tonight when I came here, and it's pretty solid. I mean, I really like the RPG elements of it. It's got a good battle system.
Yo, that game's old.
It's got a lot. Yeah, it's got a lot of. It's got a lot of subtle things that it does that I really like. Like when
I don't remember you asking him about video games.
they have.
No, I did.
They have
I thought you
a.
just asked how his day was or something.
Nah. I don't give a shit about his day anymore.
Yeah, no. My day was balls other than video games. So I mean, that's pretty much what I'm here for.
Fuck balls.
But anyway,
Balls suck.
it's got this really neat system where when they're kind of talking and when they're talking to each other and it's not in an actual
Who's
cutscene
they?
or something, the characters.
Okay.
Use
Use descriptive words.
shut up. Get what I'm talking about. That's what context is for. Anyway,
What context?
Yeah, what context? What context is you?
the people in the game.
Okay.
Which you would have
You just-
heard if you listened to me. Anyway, it has like the comic book panels with like people talking.
Uh-huh.
And it's really neat because
Was
like if
Symphonia
something's
like
I don't remember,
I'm
but
unaware.
but it was funny because like I would notice little things where if somebody
Wait,
would
are they
get
comic
scared
book
or
panels
something,
Or are they manga panels?
I would get.
Do they go right to left or do they go
somebody
left to
would
right?
if somebody would
Oh, now
get,
you wanna talk up and be
if
heard
somebody
on the
would
podcast. Okay.
would
Don't do this normally.
if you would shut up. Anyway, like if people would get like this kid gets scared and his actual comic panel jumps, like his picture panel jumps away from the rest of the group,
Still haven't answered
and
my
then
question.
kind of gets slowly back. That's because your question was dumb. Anyway,
Listen, this is coming out of Japan. Any question about it is going to be dumb.
I thought it was an interesting game. It was a
Oh,
good
sure.
game. And
It's got an overworld. Do you fly an airship?
no, you don't fly an airship.
Okay, well then I don't. Well, like, we'll break down the part where it is a game.
I mean, it's very much like it's actually a lot like the most recent Final Fantasy with lightning in it. I don't remember the numbers anymore. 13. In the essence of running around open worldy sort of thing.
Uh-huh.
It keeps you kind of on a set track.
Dude, you played
but-
13, right?
Yeah.
open world.
I'm not talking about the whole thing. I'm talking about that one disc where there was a good chunk of world.
Okay.
You know, it's like you can see the enemies that you're about to fight. You can run up on them and things like that, and then it's actually like group combat. Yeah. It's in a little tiny circle arena.
Yeah,
so...
I always think that's an interesting system when they do that.
Yeah.
They just like, hey, you can like random battles are cool and all, but when you can just be like, I choose that motherfucker's over there,
and you can run around them if you choose to, which is kind of cool. But you still kind of need to grind. I mean, it's important in some chunks because bosses are hard.
Especially
you definitely
active
need,
combat,
especially active combat.
Not only do you got to be skilled at the strategy, you got to be good at the mechanics as well.
Right, exactly.
With turn-based strategy, as long as you know what button's the select button,
yep.
You just got to know what combos you're going to use.
Well, right, and it was good too because like you get different weapons, you get different gear like over the course of the game. And it's very much a JRPG in the sense that none of your clothes change, but your weapon does.
Fair enough.
Like in actual combat. But it's cool because you learn skills from your weapons. So you use a weapon for a certain amount of time, and you get the cool skill that's on it, and then you use the amount of points you have to manipulate what cool skills you use at what time. And I mean, I thought that it was very. It makes you make choices.
Yeah. That's definitely different than how Tales of Symphonia did it. Because Tales of Symphonia, its combat was almost in like a Super Smash Brothers fashion, whereas like the when you entered combat, it put you in this arena, but it was in a view for which you're basically looking at the side of everything.
Gotcha.
And you just like jump back and forth and ace shit out. And there were some elements where you could move in a third dimension, but
yeah, no, this is definitely like round 3D arenas.
Yeah,
like the center ring of a 3-ring.
The art style for Symphonia was definitely very cartoonish as well, though.
Yeah.
Like,
it's definitely cartoonish.
Very like big hand, big feet, big head. Like
this is more like
but it was also
the main character is a girly looking dude and
sounds Japanese.
And a fat young gentleman.
Yeah.
Was there a black guy?
Not in the entire game that I saw when I was paying attention.
In his afro.
Or a Gatling cannon. Or
and
both.
And there definitely wasn't any Gatling cannons.
Oh,
I didn't see any ranged weapons at all. There was a pretty Loctite solid healer, though, which I thought was pretty cool.
You know one thing...
And there's a dog with a knife.
You know one thing...
Wait a second.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go back to that.
How's he hold the knife?
With his teeth.
Okay, so it's not Frisky Dingo. We duct taped knives to these animals.
No, not quite.
This is not Arizona all over again.
He has one eye, which is kind of cool. He looks very
so
Japanese.
What you're saying is he missing the eye?
Yeah, he's missing the eye.
Why does he just put the knife in the eye socket then just?
I don't know. Japanese choices. I don't know.
He's so much more brutal.
But there's actually a comment in the game where it's like you've got fangs and claws, but you're using a weapon, and he's just like, what? That's what he does. He fights.
I mean,
you don't bring fangs and claws to a knife fight.
It's cool because he actually has the hilt, right by his face. Like it comes out of the sheath right by his face, so he can pull it from his shoulder and just like knife people. It's really cool.
See, that's one thing that
that sounds so dumb.
Your characters learn skills, and you can put 4 people in a party. You can have a bunch more than that, over your whole thing, but 4 people fight at a time.
So okay,
pretty solid combat.
Are these storyline characters? Are these randomly generated characters?
No, they're all storyline. They're all storyline. Yes, 100%.
Okay. That's one thing I felt Final Fantasy VII did kind of cleverly when you finally get Red 13, which is the red dog character. Is that he didn't really
Does
have
he
a
have
weapon.
a knife?
No. His weapon, which was basically just stab
Fuck that, outplayed.
was the hair clip in his hair. And all he did was just give him stat boosts, but all he did was just paw at people.
Dogs with knives are the new standard.
Oh, definitely.
You think
Final Fantasy 14-7 is gonna have to have like a fucking cat with a Gatling gun on its ass.
You think Call of Duty with its dogs with C4 was bad? Dogs with knives and C4. Get ready.
With the ability to choose which one to use.
Knives are one-hit kills. Like, you're fucked.
You're fucked.
You used to be able to snap its neck. Guess what? You go for the neck, it's got a knife there now. What are you going to do?
And then
you're done.
If you happen to get a hold of its neck, it's just going to go beep and then blow up.
Yep.
You take the knife, and then you slaughter him with it. Because fuck that dog.
Well, they're gonna put a
too
QTE
late.
there so you can actually kill the dog, because that wouldn't be fun for fucking frat boys to play if they die a lot.
Meh. I don't really care what they think.
Yeah, fuck them.
That's just me. Hey, Justin, you play anything else?
Put this shit on veteran.
Well,
The way it's meant to be played.
I had the opportunity today
Oh yeah.
to play Elder Scrolls Online beta.
Did you
I
take
was
that
really, I
opportunity?
was really, really wanting to.
This
and
is
then
leading to a no,
and
and
then
it's leading to me being very angry.
we opened up the beta, and he put in
Who's
his.
we?
That doesn't matter, because they don't like.
You and Santa Claus?
Yeah, me and Santa Claus.
Okay.
I think he's lying now.
It's completely irrelevant.
You and this guy?
Me and a buddy of mine.
Okay.
He has those.
The buddy of mine who actually has the beta.
Fucker.
Which I was pretty impressed by.
So what you're saying is he's breaking NDAs by showing
he
this
actually,
to you?
no, actually, he didn't get a chance to show it to me because it
Like I said, this is leading to a no, which is going to make me very pissed off.
because basically what ended up happening was as soon as he logged in, it was like, well, you need to download the new launcher, and
Yep.
he's like, okay, no problem. So he downloads the new launcher,
And then the new
it's a
launcher's
new
like-
18 gigs.
Yep.
And so we download the whole 18 gigs.
Welcome
and
to
when it
betas, y'all.
And when it gets done with the new 18
It's not a
gigs,
launcher, that's a game.
it's a new. Well, yeah, pretty much. He had
Right.
to download the new game with the new launcher.
Yep.
It wasn't
And-
a patch, that was a new game.
Yeah, and
like,
so
hey, this old one sucks.
and
Here's
then
the new
we
one.
came back. We got some lunch. We came back. When we came
yeah.
back, it was locked up. And we go onto the
Yeah, it
website.
was.
We go onto the website, and the website's like, yeah, everything is kind of out of commission, like for a while. So we
Beta
checked
is
it.
beta, y'all.
Yeah, I mean that's what it is. Yeah, I mean, but we checked back all day, literally until the second I left, and
MMO
it
betas are
was
the last true
completely
beta.
broken.
Yeah.
It was completely broken all the way down to this podcast, which was a shame. And I haven't gotten a text yet, so it must still be broken.
I bet.
But that would have been interesting. But instead, he played Persona 4 all day because PlayStation 2
Because that's a
Wait,
hell of a
is
game.
this
And-
Jeff?
and PlayStation 2, and I'm not going to disclose any names due to
It's Jeff.
potential beta infringement.
Fuck it, you fucking up, Keith. fucking his whole shit up.
I don't know. Do you hang out with Jeff regularly?
No, I
No,
don't.
it's not Jeff then. Jeff doesn't do things.
We're gonna
He works at Wendy's.
stop speculating.
Yeah,
That's
it's
what
probably a
we're
good call.
So, did you get any S links done?
Oh man, all of the fucking social links, man. Jesus, he got friend zoned, and like he had like the max social rank. It was awesome. It was awesome. Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Persona
Dude,
4,
Persona
bitch.
4, man.
Oh, I thought
Come
you
on.
jumped to the website design, and I was just like, where the fuck did that
Yeah,
come
this is
from?
this is our
No.
web design chat now.
S links, man.
So you play anything else today? Or was that about it?
I played some Kirby Superstar.
How's that? What is that?
Still pretty fantastic, and
One of the better Kirby games.
it's
Gotcha.
it's one of the better Kirby games of all time. And
Is
if
it
you
part
have
of the new Yarniverse?
if you have a Super Nintendo emulator, it's pretty fun.
Or a Super Nintendo that you legitimately paid for?
Well,
with
no, it's not
an
illegal if you
actual
actually have the
copy of
game,
the-
and I do actually have a copy of the game.
somewhere.
Still, I think it's still
like
legal
in
to
my
have
car.
I think an emulator is still illegal.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
You can.
The
you can-
ROMs are what's illegal,
Yeah.
and only if you don't have the game.
I know.
or if you don't delete it within 24 hours. You can download the ROM if you don't own the game, but you have to delete it within 24 hours.
Let's
Right.
not give people legal advice.
No, I'm
Right.
just saying. Yeah, don't listen to me. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about.
Okay.
But, and the way Nintendo's acting, they will sue you over you using a quarter pixel of their character in a podcast or web video somewhere or something.
Yep.
Yeah.
They've shut down like so many streams here recently. Like fucking
Well, they're losing money.
right.
Pretty hand
It
over
was like
hand at this
I think it was like
point.
a week or two ago. After Nintendo started like literally like perma banning content and being like, "Hey, this is mine. You owe us all the money for it." Where Screw Attack, when they did their screwing around, which is basically their live stream, they're just like screwing around without Nintendo, and they played like every console that wasn't Nintendo ever, just as like a giant fuck you.
Gotcha.
And then later they posted something about Nintendo, and it was like literally Nintendo's "Hey, find our stuff on the internet" team is like fucking crack. Like 2 seconds. after
Well,
post,
they
it's
should
like,
redirect that towards marketing, and maybe they'd make some money.
Right.
But that's beside the point.
What is fucking Nintendo something? I can't.
Because the Wii U doesn't look like it would be a terrible console, but they're really bad at marketing it. So
well, they're also really bad at getting developers because
people think that it is just an extension of the original Wii.
I mean, people
still,
and also when developers have to develop for it, they got to develop for two fucking things.
Yeah.
Like because Nintendo pushes for the use of the Touch.
Yeah.
You know, they're just like, hey, we would like you to use the functionality we give you on the console, and the developers are just like, but that takes longer,
right,
and costs more money, and we're not entirely good at it because we don't fucking do tablet games. We do AAA titles.
Well,
what do you want it from us?
The system has the fundamental problem of if you actually make that second screen functional, forcing the person who's playing the game to look away from the thing that they want to be looking at. And the only thing that I've heard that like fully utilizes that is Zombie U, which is apparently like the system seller for that.
And it also lost the console money.
Well, yeah, Nintendo. You know,
this
is the first Nintendo. Well, no, this is the first Nintendo console where they're taking a loss on every unit that they make.
And it's also really funny because.
But apparently, if you buy the console and a Nintendo first party game, they make up the difference just on the first sale or something.
Fucking Zombie U, like you said, was like their flagship. Like this is like, hey, this is what the Wii U can do. Blah 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 blah.
Right.
Turns out that. The sales, they have yet to make up for development costs on the sales of that game, and everybody's like, that's cool, they'll make a sequel and then they'll make up the loss, and then the studio is just like, no we're not gonna do that.
Why not?
And then oh my god, next generation for consoles is just gonna be like a Nintendo murder fest because everybody at this point is just like, yeah, Nintendo's irrelevant.
Quite possibly.
Which I don't necessarily agree with, but I do at the same time because they're not irrelevant in the fact that they are still around and selling things,
right? But
they're irrelevant to the fact that they haven't done anything like to help or hurt anybody. So when the Xbone and the PS4 come out, it's just going to be like the big kids fighting in the fucking schoolyard again, just like it was in the GameCube.
I mean, Nintendo's going to be sitting in the corner playing with its blocks.
Nintendo may very well end up going the way of Sega after this generation because it's getting to a point where
everybody thought it was going to be Sony.
Right. You know, well, Sony fucking took the kids' gloves off and said, "Let's go to town, motherfucker. This is how you share video games." And then that was
the video was oh my god,
24 seconds long. 15 of it is a splash screen. And like 6 of it is Adam Boy's just looking smug as fuck.
And the rest of it is me rolling at the hilarity.
Well, it's easy when it's given to you.
And then like the rest of it was fucking Xbox or Microsoft doing a complete 180 and going, JK, we're not going to do any of that stupid things we were going to do.
You do what your subscribers want.
Period. Yeah, which is a first for Microsoft. Good on them.
Well, I mean, you know,
actually listening to the community.
They've been fucking winning for the last 8 years.
Yeah,
you know,
I mean,
they came in with the same hubris that Sony came in with after the PS2, which is, guess what? We can just fucking let our dicks hang. We don't care.
Yeah, well,
check this shit out.
I mean, they had
we
they
can do
had
whatever
some.
we want.
They had
PS3 only did it with the price and the balls of the console, though.
Well, yeah, and the Cellcore where it's like, yeah, people will learn to develop for this.
No, they won't.
So, Dustin, you played some Defiance.
Yeah, it was okay.
Which one's that?
That's it. I actually.
Is that the one that was about the TV show that wasn't out yet?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. I do know what you're talking about.
Well, it actually came out. I think they came out within a week of each other. I think the game came out right before the TV show did, so that way they could make decisions.
Relatively close conjunction.
Yeah, but I like that. I like that certain aspects of it for sure. I think that it's a good third-person shooter, but not a great one.
Hey, yo, this ain't no Gears of War, dog.
But not a great one.
That thing's got Snap 2 targeting. Like
it's got Snap 2 targeting, which I do like because it makes things easy mode.
I was gonna say because you like to cheat, you cheater, McCheater.
It makes things easy mode, but that doesn't necessarily always make it a good thing. But in this particular instance, it works well, especially against. I don't know how they're making that game run so well. Maybe it's just because there's not a whole lot of people on it.
So I'm pretty sure that what I was telling you was looking at that game. It seemed like they were prioritizing enemies and stuff as being as client side as possible, so that you're not hit scanning or anything, and it's not like bouncing to a server and then telling you whether or not you hit. It is on your end. It is. These are hits, and then they are sending the data to the server.
Right.
which could be a problem if you like desync or something, and all of a sudden all that damage you did isn't there. Because
What game do I have a problem
because
with?
the players that I saw running around the world seemed to hop and it wasn't a constant thing, but they would definitely hop and skip more than any of the guys that I was ever fighting would.
Yeah, but I never had a problem. Basically, if you made that a one-player game, it wouldn't have a whole lot of content. But
You don't know that.
well, I mean, so far from what I've seen, it's kind of spread out in its content. It didn't seem like it was It didn't seem like it was highly saturated. Granted, I'm pretty early in the game still.
Yeah.
So I mean, I can't make a judgment for the whole game, but I did like where it was going.
I mean, it was one of those things where.
I didn't think the character creation was very in depth, but it's whatever.
Speaking of, like, MMOs that are really thin, yeah, Planetside 2 has no content. They're
Well,
doing pretty well.
You
I mean,
you make your own content.
Yeah, there's lore, and you just shoot people, and that's it.
Wow.
So, yeah, like the
I mean, it's a giant rolling firefight.
yeah, imagine like the Battlefield, like like the Battlefield. When you play Battlefield in multiplayer, you have like points you got to capture and stuff like that on this relatively decent sized map. That's the whole game across a map, like this across 3 different maps that
I think
are the
there's
size
a fourth one now.
Yeah, there's a fourth.
Oh yeah, no, I think
the size of fucking continents.
Right, I know what
And
you're talking about.
3 factions just shoot at each other the entire time.
Yeah.
And considering that game has literally no engaging elements past the gameplay and the lore that if you ever so desire to read into it, I put a surprisingly large amount of numbers into playing
that's because you
want
want to say fuck those guys and you want to take their towers.
Well, when you're playing with your outfit and you do like a fucking 5-hour tech plant hold against the 2 other factions, you feel pretty awesome about yourself.
And the Zerg catches up to you and fucking rolls the other guys.
Yeah, the Zerg is just like, we're puppies and hate puppies.
Just point all your guns in the same direction and we will get things done.
Outfit's trying to be all organized, and you can just see incoming Zerg.
So yeah, I think I've played about I would say 2 hours of Defiance, maybe a little bit more. That
I honestly haven't heard very good things about that game.
I haven't heard anything about the game.
When it was first released, I saw like a brief review of it, and they're just like, "Meh, take it or leave it."
Yeah. There might be more to that game if you were watching the TV show.
Right.
I feel like it would be really. I feel like it would be really good in conjunction with the TV show, honestly, because I know that early.
If the TV show was good.
I know that early on they were doing things in conjunction, like a decision made in the game would affect a decision in the show or something, and that is a really cool concept.
What's actually ballsy is that they have a set of achievements that are simply listed as Season 1. It's like, yeah, you guys better hope that show gets picked back up for another one. But yeah, I mean, yes,
I think it certainly could.
The shoot. So I've also not touched the competitive aspect of that game, and there is a competitive aspect.
Defiance?
Yeah, of Defiance. So I haven't touched that, so I can't really speak to that. Maybe I'll get into that at some point. But yeah,
it's free to play, isn't it?
Yes, it's. I got it. Yes, I'm pretty sure you can put money into it. So there is an upfront buy cost. It's normally $60.
Okay, so it's not free to play. It's just no monthly fees.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. But I mean, I got it for like $14 on Steam sale.
It's free to continue playing.
Right.
So
one-time buy.
Very good business model, by the way.
Yeah, one-time buys are decent business models for sure.
I can respect it.
Yeah.
So yeah, that game seems alright. I drive an ATV around. It's real bad at the all-terrain part of it.
Of the vehicle.
It's a vehicle. The all-terrain part, it's pretty terrible at. You try and drive that bitch up some steps, and it's like, nah, son, not going anywhere.
It's more like a flat terrain vehicle.
Yeah, it's more like a some terrain vehicle, and by some I mean like
the road.
The road. It's pretty good at roads, flat surfaces.
Something that always cracked me up about like vehicle physics in the first Borderlands. You nick a wall and you just stop.
Yep.
And then they said, well, we fixed it with the second one. You nick a wall and you kind of not stop.
Yeah.
It's just like, y'all ain't fix shit.
Also, I got really disappointed at one point because I tried to hit a big ass ramp because also this ATV has like rockets on the back of it, so you can get a little turbo boost.
Why not? Yo, Fitty, hit that big ass ramp.
Why not? So I tried to hit this big ass ramp, and then I was unable to hit the big ass ramp, and I was disappointed because I just like ran into like geometry. I was like, oh, this was about to be awesome, you guys. This was about to be the best thing I've done in this game so far.
I would have just turned around and tried it again.
That was one of my favorite things.
Well, no, it was like impossible. I just looked at it from a distance. I was like, no, it wasn't an invisible wall. It was like literally terrain, and I should have known that I couldn't do it. But I was like, maybe if I hit this one little gap, it's like, no, Nuh-uh.
So one thing that always cracked me, or one of my more favorite things to do on Planet Side was take the quads. And
Fuck
just
yeah,
bomb
take the
mountains.
quads.
Like, because they, unless it was a straight vertical surface, quads all the way. So I just like bummed through the fucking mountains. The rest of my outfit's like taking like the road and stuff, and I'm just on the mountains next.
Or
to
you
the
take
road,
the
just
you take the single man fighters and you just jump out of them.
Because fuck it. Or even the tanks. Like for some reason the cockpit like sound effects while you're in the tanks when you jump a mountain really satisfying. You get a really satisfying thud/crunch when you get the ground. So I'd be like, bro. And I was like, that was cool. And then the camera shakes and you're just like, fuck yeah. So you just start bombing mountains and then your tank catches fire.
Yeah, it does.
And then you blow up.
Yep, you do.
Still worth it.
So other than that, Keith came in and I was playing some Crater.
Yeah, I had some questions about that.
Yeah, let's talk about.
Shut up.
Yeah, I did because I figured we should have some content that is actually informative and not just two people yelling at each other for 20. Oh wait, so Crater.
What was my question about that?
It developed by Fat Shark, who
Swedish.
I believe who are Swedish, who worked on the original Bionic Commando Rearmed.
Ah,
Ooh.
okay.
So they helped develop those. And then a bunch of shit happened, and like people got mad at each other. Multiple people were trying to call themselves Fat Shark, and basically that team exploded and like ate each other.
Whoa.
Yeah, they exploded and ate each other.
That's like
impressive.
baby sharks
Like, sure,
out of a fat shark.
with C4.
I get it.
Um,
I get
C4.
it. Do they have freaking lasers on their freaking
No,
guns?
they don't.
Oh.
So yeah, this is a Swedish game, and it fucking shows because that's
What was the name of the dogs? Like Volgs or something?
yeah, something like that, Volgs or some
Yeah,
shit.
Volgs.
So their secret trick for naming their fantasy creatures is to not name them as fantasy creatures, but
They
to
just
put a
name
game
them
out.
Swedish.
Yeah, they put a game out in the U.S. and they just use the Swedish names. And guess what? It works pretty good.
Yeah, those dogs are much more vicious when you call them Volgs.
George, also known as bears.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh,
bears.
Yeah, okay, bears.
Those things.
It's like that thing's got a J and then it's got a B and then a J and then an O with an umlaut over it. Yeah, fucking whatever, bears. You know, fucking bears. 'Cause fuck you.
Yeah.
This is sweet. Yeah, you get money. Guess what? It's
So
Kroner.
what it's about?
It's an isometric view.
It's sort of squad-based Diablo.
You ever
Oh,
play
okay.
Dungeon Siege?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Yeah,
I heard it's like Dungeon Siege. According to Keith.
Except there's guns.
Except there's guns.
There is guns.
So
Fantastic.
So
and
you
bears.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
guns and bears.
so and the game takes place in post-apocalyptic Sweden.
Okay, that's okay.
Oh, so it's like Fallout without the tactics.
There's probably some tactics in there
Well,
somewhere.
I mean, just not the turn-based.
Not the turn-based part, no. So, to the best of my knowledge, there are 4 classes in the game. There's a big tank-like melee dude. There is a more aggressive DPS style melee dude. There is a healer dude, and there's a
bear.
Yeah, no. There's another dude. Well, your healer will also have guns.
There's a 5-shooter.
But the other guy is like
Hides it in her
is like a crowd control style guy.
So he has shotguns.
So this game not only so there are 4 classes, but you can only have 3 in your squad at a time.
Okay.
Again, to the best of my knowledge, there are 4.
All right.
I could be wrong. It's happened before.
Okay.
So you can outfit each of your guys with different weapons. There's loot, obviously. You can you get better loot as your guys level up. You can slot them with upgrades to increase their stats.
Okay.
And then there are other things called boosters, which I have not fully run into yet, which I would believe just makes your 2 powers that you get. And it seems like every class has the same 2 powers, but you can equip them with different weapons and stuff.
Huh.
But the other thing is that not only is there loot quality in items, there's loot quality in the guys that you can have in your squad.
Elaborate. I don't.
So
I don't quite get that.
you start the game. So I think there's something like 20 ranks or something that you can get up to maximum.
Right.
Oh, also, well, okay. Before that, no, I'll get to that later. I'll figure this out. So
Keep going,
so
you
you,
might get
you
somewhere.
start the game with gray quality guys basically. They can only get up to rank 5.
Okay, I get it.
Green quality guys can get up to 10.
So you can have epic squad mates.
You can have epic squad mates.
Okay, tracking. Got it.
So there are 3
That's
different
interesting.
there are 3 different difficulty modes in this game. There's casual, normal, and hardcore. I believe hardcore is you die once you're dead. In normal, if your guy dies 4 times, he's still permanently dead.
So it's kind of roguelike.
Yeah,
Cool.
it's even if you're only playing on normal, there's still a permadeath aspect to it.
I like permadeath.
So you can have your super awesome kick-ass dude, and then you can just die and just lose it.
That's what always killed me about fucking XCOM. Like, you spend all this time like building a sniper that can literally like ping people from across the map, get 2 hits by an alien, and now you gotta cry over them. And
But it's kind of different from that because it'd be like, hey, I have this dude in XCOM that can only be a sergeant ever. That's the
Right.
best he can ever be.
yeah, that's kind of a dick move.
Yeah, so I'm interested to see how that works out because I've played like an hour of this game.
Yeah, what the
It sounds
gosh?
interesting.
Yeah, like as soon as I walked in and sat down, I was like already enthralled. Like I was like firing off questions,
Are there
none
zombies?
of which I can actually.
No, not that I know of.
No.
What kind of post-apocalyptic?
As I say, what
is it?
caused
Is it like
this?
Nuclear.
nuclear?
Of course.
Oh, of course.
The game takes place in the crater.
I dare somebody
Left
to
by the
make
nuclear blast.
I dare somebody to make a post-apocalyptic based on the economy crashing game, like
Wall Street 2.
the economy crashed,
you mean-
everybody dies. Like, wait, what? Why did everyone die? Because riots in the streets.
Yeah.
But
And looting and pillaging.
looting and
plundering.
pillaging, and people are just generally despicable.
I bet
It's not about nuclear anything, and nobody.
I mean, that's
Nobody
that's,
fires nukes because everybody knows it's mutually assured destruction. So everybody just goes into like medieval times and destroys each other.
That's just all your future corporation nonsense, like fiction and stuff. That's all that.
Yeah, but all
is.
that future corporation fiction is like the world is controlled by the corporation.
Sure, but you've got 2 classes of people. You've got the 10% who can actually work for the corporations and have jobs and sustain a normal life, and then you've got everybody else living in the undercities.
I'm talking about the
with the
90%.
Ratmans.
I'm talking about the 90% who overthrow those 10%, and then there's just no one left to do any government.
Yeah, but most of the
or
time that
anything.
90% doesn't have like guns or
Interesting
technology.
game
Well, they do now.
concept though
with pitchforks.
is
They have
Guns
guns
and-
with pitchforks.
pitch guns.
This is my idea.
Starting an intra-Pennsylvania rivalry.
gun forks.
Gun forks. You can actually shoot the pitchforks.
It's a gun that shoots pitchforks.
This is a bad plan.
Oh, okay.
Unless you're the Punisher, but he's
And
got
then
a gun,
they explode.
He's got a gun that shoots knives.
This is
so.
true.
Yep.
He has a knife gun.
Um,
I mean, it's an assault rifle, but
think
then you
that'd
can
be-
shoot the pitchfork off of it, and then it explodes.
Okay, Dustin.
It would be fantastic.
We'll
Come
look-
on,
We'll look into this.
best games.
We'll look into this.
put it on the docket.
That'd be a definitely interesting like game concept though to do, like a post-apocalyptic as basically think Terminator, like the Skynet thing going on.
Yeah, sure, okay.
But actually make it a good video game
Ha!
and not just based off Terminator.
Yeah, sure.
Have they done that? Where it's like just a big brother corporation had their hands in everything and you go like kill it.
Dude, I don't know.
Not necessarily from like the inside out, but like you're exploring the world and then blah blah blah. And basically like Fallout.
Final Fantasy VII?
You know what the real problem with that
Yeah,
is, Keith?
sure.
Somebody's
Kind of?
Yeah.
Like,
I can
somebody's
see it.
somebody's gonna make that video game, and then you're gonna start playing it, and there's gonna be a quest that says, "Go find me 10 car batteries," and you go, "Fuck!"
I was so into this.
That's fine as long as at the end of the quest, I get an assault rifle that shoots exploding fucking pitchforks. Like, it's called Quest Reward for a reason.
This is a bad idea. Anyways,
But
so Crater has hub cities and stuff where you can go pick up quests, and then it's got dungeons that you go into and you do stuff in the dungeons, and then you come back and there's an overworld map. And you can have random encounters in the overworld map.
Okay.
My only concern is I've seen some video of it from before, and it seems like they've only got a certain number of tile sets, like for when a random encounter happens on the overworld map, and they just drop you into the same couple of ones every time, and they seem to probably have the same animals in it every time.
So it's almost Mars Warlogs, but you know,
but different.
but different.
Yeah.
That could be really disconcerting.
Yeah. So
Because it sounds like a really good concept, but if there's not enough
I was
discernation,
I was never really,
oh, and also there's a crafting system. I haven't touched the crafting system yet.
I feel like an isometric RPG should either like have like chapter evolution, or if they are going to do an overworld, actually give you like general like controllability.
Well, there is a proper storyline. I am in chapter 2 of the game now. So
Right. It's not entirely what I meant.
okay.
Yeah, I'm talking about like a chapter system based off like, hey, there's this really cool map that you can explore and do all these quests in, and then like transferring to the next chapter also kind of segues you into the next really big map that you're gonna explore and stuff like that. If you give me a giant open world, when it comes to like action RPG stuff, like obviously especially like back in the day with
Saying change the scenery up per chapter a little bit.
Either do it like that, or like, because when I saw you transversing the overworld, it was basically like a blip that just went blip, and then if he hit a random battle, it dumped him into like an arena-esque area where he punched Swedish bears in the face.
So I think the way that it works is
it's kind of an odd for me.
You can technically walk wherever you want, but I don't think you can actually interact with the other towns and stuff unless you have unless you have hit the mission that tells you, hey, there's a town here, you can go do stuff there.
Oh.
So you could walk past it a dozen times, but that doesn't mean you can go interact with it necessarily.
Strange. What's the point of doing an overworld? There's no exploration, man.
I don't know. Because sometimes there are people who want you to go get dog meat, and you have to go walk around the overworld until you run into a random encounter, and then you kill the dogs, and then you take their meat.
Sounds like a game that would bore me. I'm just gonna go play Dungeon Siege. That game was pretty okay.
Just don't play Space Siege.
Don't play Space Siege. I don't even know what that is. What is that?
It's Dungeon Siege in space, but bad, apparently.
Space!
Siege.
Maybe we'll play it one of these days. Probably won't.
Nope.
All of these.
I have it already.
I really want to play bad games eventually.
You know
it's a good game. Thief.
You know it's a good game that they're remaking.
Thief. Yeah, I know. I picked up the collection recently. Just because I wanted to replay them.
Was it heavy?
No, it's only 3 games, so it's pretty light. But I started playing the original again, and man, that game is unforgiving. Like you really have to be a thief. You have to sneak around and not get caught, and and they will fucking kill you.
Yep.
Speaking of like stealth-based awesome games, when I was getting my tattoo done, like literally like my tattoo artist and like 2 of the other people at the tattoo place literally had like a 20-minute conversation about Tenchu.
Oh yeah, fantastic series.
Yeah. And because apparently he was a really humongous fan of Tenchu and also Samurai Warriors and Dynasty Warriors.
Okay.
And
losing me.
Those are entirely different.
Yeah,
but yeah,
I was just
sure.
Context for the conversation. But it got me reinterested to go play them.
Yeah.
So I dug up my old copy of the first Tenchu and then remembered that my PlayStation doesn't exist anymore.
Well, I have one.
I also have one. It's sitting right there.
Oh, well, I'm gonna go get that.
Yeah, you should, because that would be fantastic. Do you have...
I don't know if I have the right cables for it.
Do you have Wrath of Heaven?
Okay, well, I used to have PS3. They're the same.
Do you have Wrath of Heaven? Is that the one that you have?
No, I have Stealth Assassin, the first one.
Oh.
My PlayStation doesn't exist anymore. How about that?
That's a PlayStation.
I think Wrath of Heaven was the one you could play 2-player.
I'm unaware. Dude, it's been years.
The one that you could play 2-player, you could play every single mission 2-player with the 2 different characters.
Oh, also Crater's got co-op.
And and
it's $3 right now. So if one of you guys wants to play Crater co-op with me,
I'm down.
I'll certainly consider dropping.
It's like 3-player co-op.
Yeah,
since you only have 3 people in your party.
No promises.
Yeah,
we'll figure it out.
Might be 2.
It's only $3. I'm down.
Yeah, exactly. But I think it was Wrath of Heaven. You could do
$3 until Thursday on Steam.
You could do team kills.
Today's Tuesday.
Today's Tuesday, August the 6th, 2013. This is the. What's up, Dustin?
So are we starting over?
Yep.
Okay.
Nope.
Multiplayer kills. It was really cool because you could do your normal stealth attacks.
It's like tag team moves in WWE 13.
Yeah. Oh, it was actually
they probably work.
And also
3D.
Dude, I used to use the shit out of that move. But anyway, there also was an unlockable character. You could unlock this doctor, who all of his moves were like shoving a needle into your spine, and no, Japanese doctor. So definitely not Doctor Who. But he would shove a needle like into your spine or into pressure points or something, and it would just like break your everything. It was awesome. It was really wicked.
Sonic screwdriver.
I'm gonna.
I can't say R's.
We're gonna get so many letters.
Yeah, like all 28.
Dude, I don't use snail mail, so my email address, I'll give it to him later.
It's a bad choice.
No, I'm gonna make one specifically for all the haters and weenies that don't like political incorrectness, quote unquote.
So, Dustin, you and I both fucked around with the Saints Row 4 character generator thing.
Yeah, we talked about it at the beginning.
Did we?
Yep,
Yes.
inauguration station.
Sure did.
No, that was all before I said, "Hey, everybody, it's August."
Edit it in. You've got a chunk of time.
No, I'm not going to do that. That thing's got good dubstep.
Did you get to play with the dubstep gun?
No, you don't get to play with anything. You just get to make your dude.
Oh.
You get to play dress
No,
up.
yeah, you get to play dress up, and it's actually
So
quite phenomenal. Because
You also get to listen to them say presidential shit, and it's hilarious.
there's 3 men voices, 3 women voices, and then Nolan North.
Are you saying
Because
Nolan
there
North
has to
isn't a
be.
man?
No, I'm saying it's
Nolan
just
North is
literally.
Nolan North.
I'm saying literally, it's a separate category.
Dude,
it is
Nolan
man
North is
1,
like-
man 2, man 3,
It's technically-
woman 1, woman 2,
It's technically
woman
male
3.
and female.
Sure, and then Nolan North. it is
Nolan
literally
North
its own
is like
category.
the Chuck Norris of voice acting.
The literal only thing that I found disappointing about that is that it, and I'm going to be really sad if they do this for the whole game, but I listened to all of the quotes that all of them had, and they all have 3 quotes. If you go through and listen to all the voice samples, but he's just got the same quotes as male number 1.
Oh.
And that made me sad because I was like, I really want them to have some Nolan North specific quotes. To be fair, the British voice totally talks shit about football and how it's just rugby for pussies. And I went, of course you have to do that.
I went through and listened to all of the taunts and
Go third street, go third street, go.
man, some of those are really good.
I got about
Especially
halfway through the taunts and then I bumped back into the mic drop and I went, oh right, that's the only thing I'm going to use as an insult ever.
Yeah. There were some really good ones that I'm going to have to
Interesting note about
pick
that.
between.
Interesting note about that game. It was actually it was going to be banned for release in Australia.
That
Oh,
makes
not
sense.
still?
No,
No, it doesn't anymore because they actually got an 18 rating now.
Yeah, they actually got a rating for which they can sell the game. But here's the kicker, okay? The game is obviously a multitude of simulated violence, death, and destruction.
And blurred penis.
Yeah, the reason why Australia was like perma-banning the game at one point, or on board to do it, was because there is a side mission in the game that allows you to acquire alien narcotics that boost your superpowers.
What?
That was it. That was why Australia was pissed off about this game.
What?
Well, you know Australia and their
Does
lack of
Australia
drugs.
need to corner the space drugs? Is that what's? Are they just
Apparently,
like
mass murder of citizens using a dubstep gun and a monster truck. Okay, but using fictional drugs to enhance fictional superpowers in a fictional game, totally not.
man? Fuck you, Australia.
Well, I mean, it's fine now. So
Man, fuck you, Australia, and your wildlife.
Yeah.
God, get your spiders out of here.
It's like all the UK companies that were like,
everything in Australia is like inherently worse than in anywhere else in the world.
Yep.
including their exchange rates.
Ha ha.
Boom.
Another, well, it's kind of like when Fallout 3 was about to get dropped. Like a lot of foreign countries to us, were all up in arms because Med-X was actually called morphine at one point. And then they changed it because and then they just like changed it across the board. There's like, we're not going to make it area specific. It's just Med-X.
Gotcha.
Because it's like, oh yeah, it's wrong to use a drug in its intended use to stop pain when your limb breaks and all that fun stuff. But damned if the fucking...
Well, I just crank stim packs like 90 times.
I was gonna say,
like
when
a
you use
minute
like
in
8
that
of them,
game,
8 of them in a row.
And if you label it as actual morphine, people might get the wrong impression.
Yeah.
I could kind of see that.
But there's a certain weapon that the game had too that Australia was just like, no, you can't do that. But it's funny because
was it in 3 or was it in New Vegas?
No, I'm talking about Saints Row 4 again.
Oh, sorry, Saints Row 4.
Yeah.
What
And
about
Was
the
it the dildo bat?
No, because it was a certain gun of some kind.
It's the Inflato Ray.
I'm not entirely sure. But
Genki's cannon.
no, I'm talking about Saints Row 4.
Oh, okay.
The developers have stated, like, yeah, we took this weapon out, but it will be available in DLC.
Fuck yes, it will.
So apparently, Australia is okay with it being released later, but it can't actually be part of the game.
Well, maybe they'll
they'll just
control
ban
the
that
release.
DLC
Yeah,
later.
they'll ban the DLC instead of just the whole game.
And then they're gonna find some way to be like, well, we're gonna rename it and change it so it shoots puppy dogs, and then somebody, if you have the
That sounds way worse.
I don't know. Professor Genki had a gun in the last game that shot cuddly octopi, and they would attach
Reach
to
your
people's
face.
heads.
Well,
It's
I mean,
pretty awesome.
Face huggers.
Squid launcher.
No, it's space. It was an Octo launcher. Yes.
That's literally what it was. Not quite as good as the shark shotgun. Where you you would chum someone and land sharks would show. Yep. God, I'm so excited for Saints Row, you guys.
Yeah, me too.
Fuck.
Yeah, me 3. Me 7.
Me 4, like Saints Row.
Ha! I'm actually really super excited about Grand Theft Auto 5, too.
Oh, yeah?
I'm going to have to tear myself between those games, because Saints Row 4 is going to be, like, the thing I want to do when I just want to go nuts.
Saints, you'll have time to play both of them.
Right, there's a substantial gap between releases.
Yeah. Has GTA 5 even gotten a release date officially yet?
I think it's, like, first quarter 2014.
Really? They pushed it back that far? That's... not entirely surprising, because you'd think they show more... Well, but Rockstar likes to get all up in November.
Yeah, they like to swing their dick around.
Likes to get all up in them guts.
Yeah, I mean, they might... I wouldn't be surprised even if they still push for the Christmas release, though. Like,
could be.
For fourth quarter of this year. But if it was confirmed that it's pushed back another quarter, it wouldn't surprise me either. I was speculating.
We'll see.
Man... this is gonna be a weird year.
Didn't they make a sequel? Didn't they recently just release a sequel for Payday the Heist 2?
Yes.
Yes.
It's called Payday the Heist 2.
No, it's actually just Payday 2, I think.
Electric Boogaloo.
Oh my
Boom!
So this has been the Slashplayed Podcast for this week. We'll see you next week. Dustin will not be able to say, God, I fucking hate you. That's it. We're done. Say goodbye, Keith.
Give me some. Goodbye, Keith.